When giants wake and kings roar, the jungle holds its breath. In the dense heat of the savannah, where survival shapes every step, two forces met in a moment that silenced even the winds. Not a chase, not a hunt, a war. When elephants and lions collide, it's more than power, it's legacy. And this time, the ground itself remembered. The lion, feared by most, ruled through fear and speed. His pride was ruthless, skilled in coordinated strikes. They brought down zebras, buffalo, even young elephants if the opportunity came. They watched the herd's weakest and waited. But patience has its limits. Hunger does not listen to caution. The elephant, on the other hand, moves like history. Slow, deliberate, unforgettable. With tusks like spears and memory deeper than rivers, the matriarch leads not just a herd but a lineage. Elephants remember danger, they remember faces, and when threatened, they don't flee. They rise. It started when a young calf was lost, separated during a midnight crossing. The little elephant wandered too far. The pride saw it. Small, alone, vulnerable, the ambush was swift, silent, efficient. By morning, the calf lay still beneath trampled grass. The pride feasted and vanished, but the jungle talks. By sundown, the matriarch had found the remains. She didn't trumpet, she didn't weep, she stood still, eyes locked on the broken earth. Then she turned and began walking, not away, but toward the pride's known resting ground. The herd followed, and so began something the jungle hadn't witnessed in seasons. An elephant-led retaliation? The lions rested, unaware until the ground shook. The herd arrived, not to warn, but to confront. Trunks raised, dust exploded. The matriarch charged first. The pride scattered. Most had never seen such fury, such grief transformed into rage. One lion was caught, tossed like a leaf, his roars swallowed by stampeding thunder. The rest ran, but not far. Elephants do not chase to kill. They chase to warn, to mark, to say, never again. And they did. That area became sacred. Lions stopped hunting near that river. Elephants passed with quiet pride. Other animals remembered. Birds changed routes. Hyenas whispered. The jungle had shifted. This story isn't about violence. It's about consequence. Power is not just about strength. It's also about restraint. And sometimes, peace is protected not by fear, but by memory. The lions learned that lesson. So did everyone else. Because, in the jungle, there are no written laws, only stories, and stories become truth. So when the earth shakes and the silence thickens, know this. Something deeper than instinct has awakened, and it will not be forgotten. Welcome back, everyone. If you loved this powerful tale of elephant vengeance and the echoes of justice in the wild, I have a special treat for you. Before we dive into today's gripping narrative, let me introduce you to the majestic world of and prepare to embark on an extraordinary journey, where every step unveils the secrets of our planet's most captivating creatures. Now let's turn our attention to today's star, the mighty elephant. These gentle giants hold a special place in our hearts, and there's so much to uncover about their fascinating world. From their intricate social structures to their intelligence and ecological importance, we'll explore every aspect that makes elephants truly remarkable. Whether you're a wildlife enthusiast or simply curious about these magnificent creatures, join us as we delve into the incredible realm of elephants. You won't want to miss this captivating journey. But before we begin our exploration, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your support means everything to us, and we can't wait to share this incredible adventure with you. Let's embark on this journey together. Elephants are not just massive creatures roaming the earth. They are highly intelligent beings with complex emotions and fascinating behaviors. Their strength and size are awe-inspiring, but it's their cognitive abilities that truly set them apart. Elephants possess excellent memories, enabling them to recognize individuals, navigate vast territories, and avoid potential threats. They communicate through a variety of vocalizations and gestures, creating intricate social bonds within their herds. Elephants display empathy, compassion, and grief, exhibiting emotional depth that rivals our own. Their intelligence is evident in their problem-solving skills, adaptability, and capacity for innovation. Understanding elephant behavior and cognition not only reveals their remarkable adaptations, but also highlights the importance of conservation efforts to protect these magnificent creatures for future generations. When the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the savannah, a sense of unease settled over the animal kingdom. The mighty elephant herd, led by the wise matriarch, had returned from their day of grazing, but their demeanor was far from relaxed. A palpable tension hung in the air, a silent storm brewing within their ranks. See, the matriarch couldn't shake off a premonition that had been gnawing at her, a deep-seated feeling of dread that something was amiss. Her intuition, honed by years of experience and wisdom, told her that danger lurked nearby. As the elephants settled for the night, their ears perked up, catching the slightest rustle or sound. Their tusks, weapons of defense and status, were held high, ready to be wielded if needed. The matriarch couldn't quite put her finger on the source of her unease, but she knew it was vital to stay vigilant. Amongst the herd, a young female elephant, Ebony, fidgeted nervously. Her calf, the apple of her eye, was missing. He'd strayed too far from the protective circle of the herd during their journey, and now they couldn't find him. Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but she forced herself to remain calm. Losing a calf was a devastating blow to the herd, and the matriarch's stern gaze reminded her of the gravity of the situation. Time was of the essence, and they needed to find the missing calf quickly. As the search for the missing calf intensified, a sense of urgency coursed through the herd. Each rustle of leaves, each snapping twig sent shivers down their spines. But as minutes turned into hours, hope began to dwindle. The matriarch, her heart heavy with worry, felt a profound sadness envelop her. She knew the dangers that lurked in these parts, and her worst fears were starting to materialize. Then a horrifying realization dawned on her. Their worst fears had become reality. This wasn't just a case of a calf wandering off. They had stumbled upon a scene that would forever be etched in their memories. A scene that shattered their hopes and filled them with dread. In the clearing before them lay the lifeless body of their missing calf, his tiny form still in cold. The sight was heartbreaking, a stark reminder of the harsh realities of their existence. The herd gathered around the fallen calf, their trumpeting echoing their grief. The matriarch, her eyes filled with sorrow, gently touched her calf's body with her trunk, a final act of love and remembrance. As the news of the calf's demise spread through the herd, a wave of anger surged through their ranks. They needed answers, and they were determined to find them. The matriarch, her determination hardening her features, knew what had to be done. They had to find the culprit responsible for this tragedy and bring them to justice. Her gaze swept across the assembled elephants, seeking their support and understanding. Now was the time for unity, for strength, and most importantly, for revenge. They would not stand idly by while their own suffered. They would become a force of nature, relentless and unstoppable in their pursuit of retribution. The matriarch, drawing upon a lifetime of wisdom and experience, knew exactly where to start their investigation. The pride's hunting grounds were well known, and the tracks left behind by their prey would lead them straight to their doorstep. No trace, no evidence would be left unturned as they sought to gather information. With a low rumble that resonated through the savannah, the matriarch gave the signal. The herd, united in their purpose, began their journey. Every step was driven by vengeance, every trumpet echoing their determination to bring the culprits to justice. The hunt was on, and nothing would stop them. As the sun beat down on the savannah, the elephants closed in on the pride's territory, their senses heightened, their determination unwavering. Suddenly, a zebra, its coat streaked with anxiety, burst out of the tall grasses. Its frantic cries carried a message of urgency and terror. The elephants knew instinctively that this was no ordinary distress call. It was a cry for help, a plea for salvation. With gentle nudges and soft murmurs, the elephants calmed the zebra, assuring it that help was at hand. The zebra, trembling with fear, led the elephants deeper into the pride's territory. Each step brought them closer to the heart of the conflict, each rustle of leaves intensifying their anticipation. Then, like a vision rising from the dust, they saw them, the pride, lounging in the shade, their eyes gleaming with a mixture of arrogance and cunning. Among them, the alpha male, his mane, a symbol of power and ruthlessness, caught the elephant's attention. His gaze, cold and calculating, betrayed his predatory instincts. As the elephants made their presence known, a palpable tension filled the air. The pride stirred, their muscles tensed, ready for action. But the alpha male remained seated, his eyes fixed on the elephants, a predator sizing up its prey. And as the standoff continued, the alpha male's arrogance grew. He knew his pride's prowess, their ability to take down even the mightiest of opponents. A sense of triumph, of impending victory, swelled within him. He had faced elephants before and emerged unscathed. What made these elephants think they could succeed where others had failed? He let out a thunderous roar, a challenge, a declaration of dominance. The elephants responded with a wall of sound, their trumpets echoing defiance and grief. The alpha male watched as the elephants charged, their tusks gleaming like spears, their eyes blazing with righteous anger. He knew it was time to act. With a burst of speed, he was off, his lithe body weaving through the tall grasses. His pride, stirred by his lead, followed close behind, their paws pounding the earth in pursuit. The chase was on, and the alpha male reveled in the thrill of the hunt. But he soon realized that these elephants were no ordinary prey. They were relentless, their determination fueled by vengeance. As the chase continued, the alpha male's confidence began to falter. These elephants were different. Their unity, their ferocity, their sheer determination. It was a force to be reckoned with. And as the elephants closed in, he knew that this time things were different. Their eyes, burning with intensity, held the promise of retribution. The alpha male's bravado crumbled, replaced by a dawning realization of the danger they posed. They would now run these elephants. Not this time. The elephants, their bodies strong and resilient, their spirits unbreakable, pushed forward. Their steps echoed the rhythm of revenge, each stride bringing them closer to their goal. The alpha male, his arrogance shattered, his chest heaving with exertion, tried to rally his pride, but their eyes betrayed their fear. Even in their shared terror, the elephants stood firm, their resolve unshaken. Finally, the inevitable happened. One of the lions, unable to bear the pressure, broke ranks. His escape sent a ripple of panic through the pride, each member weighing their options, each heartbeat echoing the urgency of the moment. As the elephants pressed their attack, the lions' resolve crumbled. Some fled, their speed, their only defense, while others dropped to their knees in submission. The alpha male, his eyes wide with fear and regret, watched as his domain crumbled before him. The matriarch, her gaze unwavering, stepped forward. The alpha male, sensing his fate, tried to strike, but it was too late. The matriarch, with a swiftness born of desperation, parried his attack and sent him crashing to the ground. The remaining lions, their spirit broken, surrendered, their roars reduced to whimpers. The elephants, their mission accomplished, stood victorious. The matriarch, her eyes shining with grim satisfaction, had brought the guilty to justice. As the sun set over the savannah, casting long shadows across the land, the elephants gathered around their fallen calf. With gentle nudges and mournful trumpets, they paid their respects to their young one. The matriarch, her heart heavy with grief, placed her trunk on the calf's body, a final farewell. They buried their calf under a canopy of stars, the sky a mirror to their sorrow. The elephants stayed by their calf's grave throughout the night, their presence a testament to their bond. As the first rays of dawn touched the savannah, they emerged from their vigil, their grief-stricken eyes reflecting the dawning of a new day. The hunt was over, but the story wasn't. For the elephants, this wasn't just a battle. It was a statement, a declaration that their strength, their unity, and their spirit would not be underestimated. Their vengeance had been swift, their retribution had been served, and their respect had been earned. As they moved through the savannah, their steps echoed with the memory of their fallen calf, a constant reminder of their resilience and their indomitable will. The jungle had borne witness to their power, and the story of their vengeance would be whispered on the winds for generations to come.